Hello guys, welcome to this channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Microsoft Azure Data Factory and also covering some basic terminology which can be useful for anyone who is starting their journey or who want to get some understanding of the some basic things about Microsoft Azure portal. Before I start, everything is coming from the reference of Microsoft Learning Portal. So if someone want to go and read, then definitely you can refer to Microsoft Portal, and someone wants to follow along with me, then please you're welcome to do that. So here I'm assuming that you have some basic understanding and you just want to have some hands-on, so that's why I'm just switching directly to the you know useful things. So before you start, actually you need to access this link, and then you have to register yourself. Once you register, you can use your personal email ID to register. You have to provide your credit card detail, and then you will be given 1 month of free subscription. You will not get charged until you agree to do so, so don't worry about that. So once you register and log in, then you will see something like this portal. Okay, and what everything means in this portal, let's not go into detail for now, but this is just to confirm that okay, once you log in, you should see something like this. Now, what actually is Azure Data Factory? So this is a typical scenario. What happens is like we always have some data on our local on-premises or local environment, and then this is our cloud structure. Here we have some space in cloud where we store the data, and then what we want is like we want to do some kind of manipulation or some kind of operation on the data, and then we want to store the data in some other way which can be useful for example for reporting, right? So so we need to find a way to automate this process, and that is what Azure Data Factory is known. So this is just to give a basic idea, but we will study this in more detail. Okay, so we have this on-premises data. We want to put this data into the cloud storage, and then we want to find a way so that we can process this data and store it into the right way, which can be used for further reporting purpose or for any other purpose. So for that, we need to create a storage account. So this is called storage account, cloud storage. So we need to create a cloud storage account. What you need to do is like you click on the create resource, you put your storage account, or you can just scroll and then find a storage account. And then once you click on the create a storage account, then you will be asked to select the key, and then you have to choose the resource group. If you don't have resource group, then you can create a new one. Otherwise, you can select the resource group which you want, and from this drop down, and then you have to give the name, location, the basic things. I think you cannot use the name with space, so you have to put any name without any space. So once you have that, and you click on the complete, then you see that the storage account has been created for you. And now if you click on go to the resource, and then you can click, so that's what we have the storage account, and under that storage account we are clicking on blobs. And the blob, you will see the container. So container is the place where you will put your data or file from on premises to the cloud. And then once you click on container, then you can choose the name, right? And then once you do that, then you can your storage account or container has been created, and that you can see from the notification bar that it has been completed. This is the place where you always check whether it has been completed or not, because sometimes it takes some time, so you can see the progress here. So what we have now? Now we have the data. We are assuming that we have data in our on premises, and then we have just created one space. There is nothing on this, but we just allocated one space, and we have given it a name. So that's what we have. The next thing is like create an Azure SQL Azure database. What we want is like for this simple example, we want to move this data from the container to the SQL Azure, because yeah, putting that in a very structured way, it can be useful for any other purpose. So that's what we want to do. That's very simple task to do. So what we need to do, here as we have created a space name, similarly we have to create a SQL Azure here as well, and then we have to give it a name. So that's what we are going to do. We click on the database, and then we under the resource, create resource databases, and then you can select the SQL database. Once you select, then you have to choose the key resource group, and then you can choose the name of the database. Here you are choosing the name for the first time, so whatever name you will give, it will come here. You have to, if you don't have a server already, then you have to create a new server. Once you click on create new server, then you will have to give the server name, you will have to give the login name, password. This is all up to you, whatever you want to choose. So now this way we have the server, we have created a database, and so this is resource group, this is the database, and then once you do this, then you can check your deployment progress here. And now once your deployment complete, then you can see all these things here. Okay, now so what we have in available resources, we have the storage account which we have created. We also have a SQL server here which we created for the SQL Azure. So we have this, we have created a space for this, we have created a space for this. Okay, now what we want a way to move the data from within the cloud. We want to move the data from here to here, right? Very simple process. Definitely we can do a very complex operation as well here, but for now we are just trying to focus on like how do we move data from here to here. And to do that, we need to create Azure Data Factory. That's what Azure Data Factory does. So we just simply create a data factory, and then we can give the name, some basic operation, and then copy data from Azure Blob Store account to Azure SQL database. That's what we want to do. So if you see what we have here is like we have data here, we have created a space here, we have created a space here, but we don't know the way to move data from here to here. And to do so, what we need to do is we need to have this Azure Storage Explorer. So this you can go and install this from this website, then download Storage Explorer. Once you download, then you can add an account. You have to give the same credential there, and then once you give, then you will be able to see all those things which you have created within the Azure portal. You will be able to see the storage name which you have created. Under storage name, you can see blob container. Under blob container, you have created this folder which you see ADF and dash data. And now here, if you select that one, here you select that one, and then you click on upload, and this will enable you to upload the local file into the cloud. So now you can see this data is here. So now we already had the data here. We have moved the data from here to here. So now we have data in this particular process, in this particular space. Okay, now we want to move this data from here to here. To do so, we need to create a structure for that as well, because we are creating a database here, so we need to create a space for it, right? So we need to create the table structure for it, and that's what to do so you click on that database which you have created under the SQL servers. Under the SQL server, you have the database which you have created. You give the name, and then you click on the query editor. Sometimes it happens that you will get some kind of firewall error. If you get simple, you have to do is say click on the show firewall settings, and then you click on add client IP, and then it should by doing so you should not get that error actually. So only in case if you get some kind of error. So once you click on query editor, then it will enable you to put any kind of query. So here we are putting the query of like creating the table. We are creating a table named transactions, and then we are having column identity, date, and the amount. Okay, so now once you select create Azure Data Factory, you can choose the kind of operation you want. So here I'm just choosing this copy data thing. So once you click on copy data, then it is asking for the source. What is the source? So we can select the source as Azure Blob Storage, because that's where we put our data. And then it will ask for the source connection. So you can choose all the things like what is the format, and then whether it is a comma separated or not. You choose from here, and then you choose basic things. Now you have to select the destination. Destination is Azure SQL database. So you have to put the connection name, your ID, server name, database name, and the login and password. Then it is asking. So once and now it is connecting you to the destination database. Now within that destination database, you will able to see all the tables in the database. So you can select the data table from this drop down, and once you select, then you just do the schema mapping, and then once you click next, then it will give you the summary of all the things which you can review. And then once you click on next, then this is how it will look. So you will see if it has been completed, then you will see the status here. So I hope that it helped in some way to get some basic understanding of Azure Data Factory, what it does, and then some basic understanding. But if you have any questions, deeper question, complex question, please do let me know, and I will be happy to help you. Thank Thank you so much.